Let's get one thing straight. You do not need thousands of followers to build a thriving community. It is a hard no, you don't, right? In fact, some of the most powerful communities that are out there just started with 5 people, right? And these 5 people all had something in common. Now, in this video, I'm actually going to share with you how to create that momentum without a big audience. If you've been sitting on an idea, thinking about, I need to grow a list, then watch this video. Hi, I'm Nikki Kelly. I'm the founder of WISDOME, a platform that helps knowledge sharers, just like yourself, deliver programs, courses, and build a community without the tech stress or big marketing budgets. Today, I really want to go through that process of busting the myth that you have to have a huge following before you start building a community, because you don't. So I'll walk you through 3 steps that work and that you can even start even at 0 number people around you, or even just highlighting the idea to people you haven't even mentioned it to anyone yet. Plus, I've got a free download for you with some templates, planning tools, etc. And in that template, I do offer a discount to our paid plans in WISDOME, but we do have a free plan. So jump in there after this video, give it a try, and just start building that momentum. Grab a pen and let's start taking notes. So one of the biggest mistakes I see people do, and look, it's not a detrimental mistake, especially when you're starting out with 0, but they will invite people into their community with a really vague line like, let's connect and support each other. And that's fine, because that's what you're doing in the end. People are supporting each other within that community. But to get people into that community, that line itself is just too open, right? You've got to give people a real reason to join. And I push this so often because you want to lead with a clear transformation, right? You want to give something that is short-term, specific, and relevant. Now, when I mention short-term, this is something I talk about quite often in a lot of my other videos, which is that quick win. You want to give people an idea of what they can quickly achieve by joining your community and continue through with a journey with other people in your community as well. So I have a template to a little line and it will be in the description, but here I'll mention it. So the formula that you can write down is I help, in brackets, type of person, achieve, in brackets, specific result, without, and then in brackets, pain, in brackets, time frame. So an example to this is I help new coaches sign their first 3 clients without paid ads in just 4 weeks. So this becomes that one line that you can really push out there and that will help your potential people coming into your, group, your community, really find what the focus is that you're trying to help people with, right? And it's that invite message. And this is where you can start with your content, the strategy that you're going to be putting out there, that you're really going to be helping new coaches. So remember, we're getting specific on the coach phase. So new coaches get their first 3 clients without the paid ads, because they're not earning an income yet, in just 4 weeks. Get that quick win. All right. So you've worked out your one-liner that you're going to be inviting people with. The next one is just really thinking about how you're going to align certain people into the community, into what it is that you're broadcasting out there. So think personal invites. Look at your past or current clients that you might have worked with. You might want to transition them from a, job that you might have done for them, and you want to bring them into your community so they can continue working with the work that you've provided them with previously. It could be people who comment on your posts even. You might not know them very well, but they're still warm contacts. They could also be people that you DM, your email list, and your network. The other side of this is collaboration. These could be people that you've worked alongside with previously. And one thing that you really need to promote out there is not to be afraid to put yourself out there. You have your one-liner. Now share it with people. Let them know this is what you're doing. They won't know if you don't tell them what it is that you're doing and what aim and what goal and what transformation you are trying to provide. So here's a DM template to use today, right? It's really simple, and it's basically asking the particular person a question. Now, when you're sending it out, here are some number ideas, right? You probably want at least 5 people coming through and saying, yeah, okay, I want an invite, and then they'll come through. So you don't want to just send to 5 people. You want to send it to at least 30 people or so. I would even go maybe even the 50 mark. So what you could write is, hey, name, I'm kicking off a small group to help X do Y. And with just 5 of us in there, I'm hoping to keep it focused and practical. Would you like me to send you an invite? Your job right now is literally just to get started with those conversations with people. So send that little message out to as many people as you know. You'll be surprised how many actually do reply. So now, once you've got just a couple of people in that community of yours, really nurture those people. Focus on a quick win for them, right? And once you get those quick wins, once you get that little bit of momentum and activity happening inside, share what's happening inside. They're like testimonials in a sense, right? You don't need the perfect testimonial for an end program or anything like that to get started. You can just share those little wins, those little activities that are happening inside your community. And they could be things like, the progress update to things, what's happening inside, even member breakthroughs, members coming through with a comment saying, hey, I've done this. You could even enter into your own thoughts about how it's been running this particular group. An example to this could be basically announcing in our community this week, Sarah landed her first paid client. And she landed it after just mapping out her niche with this client. So we cheered her on loud in all of our comments. Now, what that's actually doing is it's creating that pull energy. And one thing to remember, people don't join communities because of all the hype of that's what's going around. People will join a community when they see something is working and they want in. Now, one common thing I do get asked quite often is, how long can it take to build a community? Well, how long is a piece of string? But in actual fact, you need to think about a number of things, right? There's no perfect timeline when you're building a community, but some people can build traction within 2 weeks. Others can take 2 months to find their groove, right? It just depends on yourself. But what does make the difference is these few things. So the first thing, it's your consistency. How often are you reaching out and checking in with people? And how well you're actually listening and adjusting to those that are in your community at that time, and whether you're using platforms that suit your people. So don't measure success by the size, measure it by the connection that you're having with those people. People are often replying. Are they showing up? Are they engaging with you? It's the quality of information and engagement that's happening in your community. So earlier I said to you that, I gave an example, right? If you're someone who is trying to land those 3 clients without paid ads, well, this is just a common thing, right? We're trying to build a community without paid ads because we're not earning that revenue yet. So these are some visibility habits that you can start creating now. A very popular strategy is sharing your journey. Post 2 to 3 times per week. Post some things like behind the scenes. What is your group working on now? Or is there something or someone that has said or sparked a shift inside your community? These will create those little fresh signals for platforms to actually notice you. That's the algorithm. So sticking with the whole algorithm side of things, just remember to try and use searchable phrases. So what I mean by that is using captions where people trying to really find an answer to a solution and how they're going to be asking a search engine when you're wording your posts, your blogs, things like that. Just remember to use those searchable phrases within those titles, because that's how the algorithm searches first. I'm not going to dive into SEO, but I do understand that searchable phrases do play a part. Another one is to match your message to the platform's pace. And this is a big thing at the moment, right? Each different platform has a particular pace, and this is that consumption pace of content. So an example, TikTok, really quick, concise posts are posted on TikTok. It's just quick information, quick, yep, got it, move to the next one, right? Instagram, pretty similar. So if you're going to be posting a video, make sure it's like a really quick win, a tip or something like that that lasts 30 seconds or so. Yes, they have longer video allowance there now, but just still try and keep it, short and sweet. Same thing with Facebook. Then you've got YouTube. That's longer form content. Now, those people going on YouTube are happy to sit there and watch something that's a bit longer. So you've got your long form videos and so forth. Then you've got email, really slow, right? That's a slower pace. So these are people who are going in, happy to read a whole lot of content and then click possibly on your YouTube video. And when you think about the pace of the platforms that you're sharing your message on, you want to go faster. You don't want to go slower. You don't want to bring people backwards. So, for example, if you're posting on TikTok or Instagram, don't go posting your long form video on there. They're not there to find a long form video to watch. They're just wanting to some, quick bits of information and move on from there. But email, they might be reading through something, but they're happy to go faster by watching your long form content on YouTube. I hope that makes sense. And with the whole pace strategy and so forth, I will go deeper into this in our next week's video. So do hit subscribe if you haven't yet. Okay, so to bring it all home together, you do not need a big audience to build a meaningful, engaged community. All you need is a clear why now so that people can say yes to you. Let them know what the transformation is when they come and join your group. Then think about a handful of aligned people that can help you start that momentum and growing. Just ask that question, put it out there. And then lastly, just think of a simple way to show other people what's happening inside your group. Let them know, use that pull energy. Now, if you like this video and you're serious about building something that lasts, I have created a community starter checklist just for you below. And you will find in there some message templates, a weekly rhythm planner, and even a few smart little prompts that you can use to help kick things off smoothly. Plus, there's also a 20% lifetime discount in there if you do choose one of our paid plans to join WISDOME and get things started. Now, like I mentioned a bit earlier, if you're curious about how content delivery and audience behavior does change across different platforms, watch the next video. It is a follow-up from this, and it basically breaks down in a really practical way. So hit subscribe and turn on those notifications. And if you prefer bite-sized tips while making coffee or, doing a little school run or something like that, check out our brand new channel, which is WISDOME Shorts. The link will be below as well. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.